How you living? Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'd like to discuss what just happened this morning in New York. Why not?
Right now, and there's a mentality among jihadis that something has to be done here to turn around that momentum, to make it seem as though there's still a relevance for this idea of global jihad. And that includes those who have no connectivity to the Islamic State or Al-Qaeda, but just have self-radicalized at home. They know the holidays is a particular...
He's the guy in the hoodie. No, he never took his hand out of his pocket.
You know, and this is the thing. This is a tragedy. And we're very fortunate. I guess the guy was an idiot and didn't know what he was doing and made a mistake, and the bomb went off prematurely. But I can already hear in my head what's coming, and the left media, they're gonna make it about Trump again. Watch. I'll be watching CBS News tonight while I'm watching dinner, and watch. It's gonna be about Trump. This will be about Trump. It won't be about radical Islam and jihad. They'll have to acknowledge what obviously happened. They will have to say that, but they're gonna edge it where it's about how bad Trump is. Basically, he recognized Israel, and that's why this happened. This is the deal. It's not about what's somebody hating Muslims or hating illegal immigrants. And the left always says, well, if you hate illegal immigrants, you hate all immigrants. No, it's illegal immigration that brings problems.
Authority. Our side wins. Even with all that you have, our side wins. Because you have weeping mothers, not only in California, but throughout the United States now. It's not here, it's everywhere now. Stop trying to blare the difference between illegal and legal. There's a big difference. We're Americans. We live the American culture and we have the American spirit. We don't steal, we don't lie, and we don't take other people's things. This man that was up here crying because he was locked up or something, these mothers, these families, their children are gone forever. They're buried throughout California and the United States. Ruben was 13 years old. He was just starting. And a man grabbed him and blew out his brains.
Just let them all in. And the same thing with Islam. You know, nobody's bashing Islam. We're talking about this, radical Islam. Well, then you hate Muslims. Stupid. And they never get to live, you know, the liberal politicians in Hollywood. See, they've got bodyguards and AK-47s surrounding them, so they don't have to worry about the Second Amendment or illegal immigrations in sanctuary cities and getting blown up. The people who are going to get blown up are going to be the working class people. These are the people that suffer. And, you know, were there ever any Americans, Muslims, who agreed with Trump?
Is earning me all sorts of lovely labels as like idiot and, you know, effer and all of these other ideas that I think violate liberal values of free speech and self-determination. And so I spoke out because I also believe we have to stand up for the dignity of all people, and Trump voters are human beings too.
I've spoken to so many Muslim Americans across the country, though, who fear Mr. Trump. What would you say to them?
Well, I don't fear Donald Trump, and I don't fear the policies that he's talking about. What I fear is the extremist interpretation of Islam that is spilling blood on the streets of our world, from Orlando to Dhaka to Brussels. And what I appreciate about his policies is that he is confronting the issue of ideology. He is not choosing a path that we've had for the last 8 years of political correctness that won't talk about the Islam and Islamic State. And to me, that's the crisis of our generation right now, and we have to confront it with honesty and truth-telling. The solutions are not easy, they're not comfortable, but they're ones that we have to confront. And unfortunately, I believe that the liberals and the left have really betrayed America on that front for the sake of, these ideas of pluralism and Islamophobia that are not really on the table. What really is on the table is the issue of just confronting an ideology.
Let me ask you this.
Liberals say, let them in, let them in, let them in. Black Muslims, like Louis Farrakhan said about Trump, he understands that it's very necessary to vet people coming from certain Muslim countries and areas. This is sick. This is sick.
So when Mr. Trump said we can't allow these Muslims, refugees, into America. Now, a lot of people were upset with him, but I know, sir, that the hatred for America in the Muslim world is building, as we told Mr. Bush. So in this way, Mr. Trump, I think, is wise to vet anyone coming from that area into America, because the hatred for America is in the streets now. So if those people are refugees and America feels I gotta let 10,000 of them in because America created the problem. Now, if you let them in and you don't vet them carefully, you might be letting in your own destruction.
A New Jersey police officer responding to a call about a hoodied vagrant curled up asleep in a bar doorway roused him and quickly recognized the bearded face of perhaps the most wanted man in America right now, Ahmad Khan Rahami, identified in an FBI bulletin just hours earlier as a man wanted in the weekend bombings in New York City and New Jersey, pulled a gun, shot the officer, and triggered a running gun battle in the street that ended with Rahami wounded and in custody late Monday. A bloodied Rahami was loaded into the back of an ambulance just 50 hours after the first blast that started it all. Rahami, 28, a naturalized U.S. citizen from Afghanistan who lived with his family in Elizabeth, New Jersey, underwent surgery for a gunshot wound to the leg as authorities began drawing up charges in a case that spread fear across New York and revived anxiety about homegrown terror. New York Mayor Bill de Blasio said officials have every reason to believe the series of bombings was an act of terror, though investigators said Rahami's exact motive is not yet clear. With Rahami's arrest, officials said they have no indications there are more bombs or suspects to find, though they cautioned that they are still investigating.
Every president since, I don't know, every president who's talked on the subject recognize Israel. We're gonna do it. This is on the back burner, but we're gonna eventually make Israel the cap. We're gonna eventually do what Trump did. We're gonna eventually do this, and they never do it.
The capital of Israel and must remain an undivided city, accessible to all.
As soon as I take office, I will begin the process of moving the United States ambassador to the city of Israel, as chosen as its capital.
I continue to say that Jerusalem will be the capital of Israel, and I have said that before, and I will say it again.
And Jerusalem will remain the capital of Israel, and it must remain undivided.
We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem.
Therefore, I have determined that it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. While previous presidents have made this a major campaign promise, they failed to deliver. Today, I am delivering. I've judged this course of action to be in the best interests of the United States of America and the pursuit of peace between Israel and the Palestinians. This is a long overdue step to advance the peace process and to work towards a lasting agreement.
And that's one of the things that I admire about Mr. Trump, because he told them all, I don't want your money. And when a politician does not want money from the rich, he's freer than the others to really do good for the masses of the people. And I think that today we're in the midst of the darkest hour in American history. And so if we don't make the right move with the right people at the right time, the America that we know, we're not going to see it become great again.
We must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred.